Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a telephone that we're kind of in the middle of the road with. We're in the process of repairing this telephone, and this is Jeff's telephone, and it's a Snoopy. And in an earlier video, the initial checkout, we stated that Jeff was having a problem dialing out. He had everything else, but he couldn't dial out. And through troubleshooting, we decided that the keypad was bad. And this is a replacement keypad here, only we did not have a keypad that had a white face and white buttons. We only had a keypad that was ready to be installed in another telephone that was gray, and that's right here. This part right here is Jeff's old keypad board, and it needs to be rebuilt. And I'm not even sure we're going to rebuild it. The coils are bad in it, and unless you replace the coils, you're not going to get anywhere, and then you'd have to start replacing some other parts. So I'm not sure that we're even going to rebuild this one. We might just part it out for some of the parts that are any good in it. But anyway, that's the old one. Now here's something that I want to show you. You probably don't really ever want to get involved in this, but if you have to pull the keypad board off for your keys, you're going to find something that looks like this. And it's got like 12 springs, 12 buttons, and there is a bunch of linkage. And I want to show you that linkage. It's a bunch of little linkage rods here that run through this both ways. They're all crisscrossed. They have them running this way, and they have them running this way, and they're all crisscrossed through here. And they all have to be in a perfect situation to get this keeper back on. And once this keeper is back on over the springs and through the keys here, then what happens is this piece, which is the dial board, main PC board, you have to go ahead and secure that down. The problem with this is, if you haven't done this a few times, when you try to put these two together, what's going to happen is these springs are going to look like slinkies, and they're going to be all off-centered. And you're going to have to straighten them out. Now, I've done quite a few of these. If you ask me if I wanted to go to a party one day, instead of change the keypad on the keypad board and mount, I would go to the party, because it's pretty tough, and I've done quite a few of them in my day. So there's kind of a design flaw in this board, and what they did here was there's about 4 or 5 screws that hold this in, but they have a screw here that bolts into this keypad bracket, and it will not come out without taking this board off. It will not come out, but yet you can screw it down through this little hole. And basically what happens is when you put this board down onto the keypad itself, it kind of offsets everything, and you have to draw them exactly evenly down. And this screw sticking out keeps you from doing that, really. And I know the ideal that they had. The ideal was give them a starter screw, and one that won't come out easily. And if they have a starter screw, you can just set it on there and then start the screw. But it's more difficult with this screw sticking out to kind of hold everything together. There's some tricks. There's a lot of tricks to try to get this back together properly. So it's really a kind of a big pain in the neck to to put them two together. And I'll just give you a little look. We had to change the gray that was on the keypad that we had that was good to the white, to get him back to white, because Snoopy and Mickey and all of them are white. And so now here's his new keypad, and we'll get the plastic covering back on it and everything. We're going to do some checks. Now this telephone is not done. He said that his dad disconnected the bell in the old days because the phone company wanted to charge them for how many telephones they had hooked up, and one way for them to determine that was the REN that it would pull out of the line, or how much line current was being used on a ring cycle. And so he disconnected the bell. We have to reconnect that, and we also want to install a bridge rectifier on this network so that we have proper polarity no matter where he plugs it in. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's plug the telephone in. We have dial tone. Now let's see if we can dial. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, star, 0, pound, 2. And we'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 6, 2. So we know the telephone keypad is working now, and what we want to do is, we're kind of in the middle of the road here. We're not finished with the repair. We want to put a bridge rectifier in it now, and we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll try to do a final checkout video of this telephone and get that up. But at this point, this is what we had to go through just to get him a dial pad, because most of these dial pads for these Western Electrics were this gray color, and only some of the specialty phones and some of the more designer phones had the white, and some of them were even kind of a clear and had a light behind them that would kind of glow at night when you picked up the handset. So there's not a whole lot of the white ones, and there's a lot more of the gray ones. The problem is these keypads are getting harder and harder to find, because people are buying them up for parts, and people have caught on that these older telephones are worth saving, and so they're getting harder and harder to find. Can you find them? Yes, they're out there. But if you called some parts place up and you said, hey, can I get a white one? They're going to charge you more probably for that than they would the gray one. But they're going to charge you quite a bit for both of them, just for the simple fact that they've got the part and you need it. So that's what it really comes down to. So here's a look at Jeff's old keypad main PC board, and then his new one with his keys on it now. We'll do that one more time. 2, 6, 2. So we know it works, and we'll get the bridge rectifier in it and try to do another video on it. But I wanted to give you a look at what you have to go through just to change the front plate on those keys, and it's quite a mess, and I've done quite a few. You probably don't even want to attempt it if it's something you've never done before, but take an old keypad apart first and then put it back together again, because I can tell you right now, if you take a good keypad apart and then try to replace one face with another, and you've never done it before, it might get a little hairy. So you might want to, practice a little bit before you try that. This is Just Telephone, Snoopy, and Woodstock. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.